everybody, this is Carolina Millan and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Hustle. And today I am here with Mari Smith, the premier Facebook marketing expert and also known as the Facebook marketing queen. How are you, Mari?
I'm wonderful. I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah, and it was great to see you. I think it was last July that I saw you in New York.
Oh, yes. I loved your speech over there. It was so great to meet you. You are so tall, by the way.
The Affiliate Summit. I know, people always say that to me, that you look like yourself in your avatar, but you don't look as tall.
Then again, I'm a Latina, so we are small. So then again, maybe in Scotland you're just average. I don't know. Awesome. So you're joining us today from your home in San Diego.
Yes.
It's lovely there as well. I love that place. I need to go back someday for sure. So let's jump into the questions. Let's talk about Facebook. Maybe we can start with a little bit of a current state of Facebook. Where are we at today with Facebook for marketers, and any updates, anything exciting coming up?
Of course. Well, there's plenty of updates. Last year, 2018, was probably the worst year for Facebook in terms of their business development, their reputation, their PR, their stock price. It was really a difficult year and, really brought on by themselves and just not taking action soon enough. And so in terms of marketers, probably one of the biggest was the whole Cambridge Analytica data scandal, and how that now impacts us is the fact that when you go in to place an ad, you can no longer utilize third-party data inside the ads manager. However, and this is something I'm actually working on with several data companies out there, is that you can absolutely access or target your ads using third-party data as long as it's gathered within the confines of the guidelines, obviously, permission-based, opt-in, and to refine your targeting. So I think as we go really into this year of 2019, it's so important for marketers to refine that ad targeting and also to test placements. So probably for about 2 to 3 years, Facebook kept warning us that they would be running out of ad inventory in the main newsfeed, which just makes sense because on your mobile device, which, by the way, sidebar, more than 90% of Facebook's 2.3 billion active users predominantly accessing the platform on their mobile device. Even if we're marketers, we sit at our desktops for the most part of the day.
Yeah.
Our target market are always on their phone. I mean, I'm on both, but I do the bulk of my work on a desktop. So when you think about the ad inventory on that little wee bit of real estate of the phone, Facebook literally had to come up with new ways of gathering those eyeballs, of getting people to look at the screen in different ways. And one of which, of course, was video, and the other one is stories. So those two combined will be a very powerful strategy in 2019 and onwards. Very, very successful on Instagram, 400 million daily active users and growing, and just crushing it. Got the feature from Snapchat over 2 years ago and really have done well with it. Introduced it to Facebook, not going as well there, about 300 million daily actives. But you can see almost every time you go to Facebook, whether desktop or mobile, you'll notice that Facebook's just pushing the story.
I know.
They're determined to get us to use stories. But in terms of, if we go back to the ad conversation for a quick second, as a marketer, if you really refine your targeting, you bring in some third-party data, you're using custom audiences, lookalike audiences, might be a little bit more advanced for some beginners, but it's really crucial to optimize your campaigns with these audiences. And you focus on more video content. I would do 15-second videos, square videos for the main feed on Instagram, of course, but also Facebook. And even Twitter, Square does well on Twitter. And then doing your ad placements on the stories format, because right now, the good news for us marketers is there'll never be a time in history when ads and stories are as cheap as they are right now, as affordable, and the inventory is plentiful. So, but yeah, that would be the main things I would say: video, stories, vertical video, square video, really refining that targeting. The watch platform, more and more watch shows are being funded, and a big, wonderful feature that I see marketers are going to, wake up to in 2019 and beyond is watch parties. So think about this. You and I met, I can't remember if we met before, but I know we met at Affiliate Summit.
Yes, I think it was right after your speech I approached you, yes.
We for sure met then. I wasn't sure we'd met before then, but we were at the Affiliate Summit, which was like 5,000, 10,000 people there.
Tons of
people. A lot of big audience. And Sean Collins and Missy Ward, longtime friends of mine, and great event. So affiliates, think about this. Even if you're not necessarily an affiliate marketer, you might have joint venture partners or super fans, people in your community that want to share your content. And so what a watch party on Facebook allows you to do is create video content like you're doing right here, whether it's recorded or it's live, and you'll load that up to Facebook, and then you're going to empower and educate and train your audience of superfans, affiliates, joint venture partners to create a watch party for their audience. So they can, it's like having a movie night, right? Get some friends over, popcorn, show a few movies. You're basically hosting this in your Facebook group or your personal profile or on your Facebook page. And you can pull in any public video, recorded or live. You can have a series of them. It can go on for hours if you wanted to. So again, just thinking about the implications, I don't know. I mean, have you tried a watch party yet?
I haven't. What I've played around with are the video premieres, which I also thought was super great. Cool.
It's like a full live.
Yeah, I thought, and YouTube implemented it around the same time, both platforms. Yep. But the watch parties, I didn't know you could do it with a pre-recorded video. It doesn't have to be live?
Any video. Yeah, there's certain, and you know what, because generally speaking, Facebook search is not that great. I always say if you're looking for something on Facebook, look for, do a Google search. But the search, this kind of library of videos from which you can choose to host as a watch party, they have such a great search engine for surfacing the exact kind of video that you want. You have to be careful. One little caveat at the moment is as you've lined up your videos, if you don't have another one lined up yet and you haven't ended your party, Facebook Watch platform will throw in a video, the algorithmically chosen one. So
gotta be careful there.
It's just a random video shown to your audience.
All right. So I will be trying the watch parties for sure. I mean, I notice inside of groups, that might also be a good strategy to get together a group of your clients or followers and throw a watch party inside the group. That's something you can do as well.
Yeah. The feature first came out. It first came out in groups, and it did really well there. And then Facebook began to roll it out for pages, and then now it's available on profiles as well. Yeah, here's a great fun strategy I'm going to be implementing myself. Yeah. I'm finally going to be doing a regular weekly Facebook Live show, and that's going to be like the main thing that I do, and then everything else kind of folds around that. And then what I plan to do is to host then I get everybody over to the group for more in-depth discussion. And then let's say I do that Wednesdays at noon as my Facebook Live show every week. And then maybe on Thursday mornings, the next day or later that afternoon, I host a watch party for you can catch an audience that weren't able to catch the other time, and you can then have more in-depth discussion. When Facebook first brought it out, they did not have a way to save all the engagement that went with the playlist. And now, fortunately, they do. Now that's saved, which makes it really a great experience for everybody.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, definitely video is where it's at right now, especially when it comes to ads. When I split test a campaign, I do an image and a video. The video almost always wins, even if it's a crappy video.
Yeah, so my friends over at BuzzSumo, I don't know if you've heard of them or your audience has, but BuzzSumo, they're a great content analytics and discovery engine, and they just published a wonderful post that they analyzed 777 million posts on Facebook, and unequivocally, just as you said, the video posts get the best engagement. And now I would say, obviously, for ads, Facebook wants us to do 15 seconds because they're ideal for ad breaks, they're ideal for stories. But BuzzSumo's analysis discovered that the average length that does best for engagement is 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah.
All right.
So,
Yeah, because I think people are always afraid that if their video goes on for too long, people are not going to stick around and watch.
Yeah, it's different for live. See, because you could do a live, I mean, the max you can do is 4 hours. I think most kind of shows, if you will, are 1 hour. But if you look on the watch platform of what's really doing well, it's exactly like television episodes. So one of the most successful Facebook Watch shows is called Red Table Talk. Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith's wife, and plus their daughter and her mother. Beautifully done show, mass appeal to a wide audience. They have a companion group that's very, very active, and that's between 18 and 25 minutes, which is typical of a, because that's then the commercial break would come on television, right? So, but other trained. Ones like, what's that?
People are trained that way by television.
They're trained, precisely. Yep. And at some point, we will see more and more ad breaks, especially also on live. And I do know that Facebook's actually working with some content creators to train them to know when an ad break is coming up. So let's say we were doing this live right now on Facebook, and you knew, and you'd be like going, all right, coming up after the break, Mari's going to talk about da-da-da, or we have another special guest, or we're going to be announcing the prize winner. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ad break. So they're literally starting to train kind of at the high level, public figures and celebrities that, because you have to have a certain criteria. It's like 300 concurrent viewers. You have to have 30,000 aggregate views within the last 30 days. So they really are setting the bar quite high.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. So back to the Facebook not having a great year last year. I've seen as a marketer, and I have seen some changes when it comes to advertising. Like they have become a little more strict with what you can say and what you cannot say. Yeah. What do you see any, or do you foresee any other changes coming up? For example, I remember, and not that I do this kind of ad, but I remember that it was okay to ask people on an ad, are you tired of your job? Or are you tired of, not getting enough sleep? Are you tired of not being in shape? Stuff like that. Now that's not allowed, because that's an attribute, a personal attribute. So you cannot imply anything about anyone. So what else do you foresee might affect the campaigns, or the way we do our campaigns? And not just the targeting, but what we can say and all that. I mean,
I know that they come and go with some of their things. Like for a while, they had like cryptocurrency ads, and some members of my community have very, very successful crypto training communities, and they just one guy actually had their whole page taken down. It was really frustrating. But the thing is, if we look kind of into the future a little bit and read between the lines, Facebook's working very, very hard on their own blockchain technology.
True.
And so it's just kind of unfair if you're in the blockchain or crypto world and you're complying with all the rules, but then Facebook, and this is my own personal opinion, Facebook's like, well, hey, we're over here, we're doing our thing with blockchain. So, they could, just decide they don't want to have any ads around that. But in terms of like other aspects affecting marketers, I too have seen that in my community, where more and more advertisers are either having their accounts just temporarily shut down, or pages shut down, or their ads disapproved for God knows what reason. And actually, over the years I work on and off with Facebook as a subcontractor. And I was just in London with them last month. I'm helping them create a curriculum for ads, actually, one of the Blueprint Facebook training curriculums. And it was really fascinating. It was one of very, very few outsiders. Otherwise, it was all like 20 or so Facebook staff. And internally, I think that the company for years has been very kind of like not really fully in touch with the experience of your everyday advertiser. Obviously, if you're a major brand, you're spending millions, you got a whole other different experience. But your regular, everyday, small and medium-sized businesses that suddenly just have an ad account disabled temporarily, or they have an ad that's approved, they don't give you a point-blank reason. They give you a rough idea, and you have to go and kind of figure it out yourself and reverse engineer. So we were talking about that in London. I just said, this is like probably the number one source of frustration for advertisers on Facebook. But I know, again, I can see things from both points of view, because I know if Facebook said, hey, here's all the reasons we disapprove ads and here's how you can get your ads approved, then I know that there's marketers that would try to game the system, right? They would always try to, just push the envelope. But so they keep their different filters and algorithms and whatnot under wraps. So anyway, long-winded answer to your question. At the moment, Carolina, I don't know that there's anything I can really put my finger on to say, okay, advertisers, watch out for this.
Right. Yeah. We'll wait and see for ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
I have noticed, however, like they are more strict with approving. However, I used to get banned right away, like some of my accounts. Like I have like 20 or 30 backup accounts, so I'm fine. So if I got banned, okay, I have the next one, right? But now it's like they disapprove, but now you can appeal and then they approve it later. So at least there's a little bit of flexibility and not like, okay, you're out of here.
Yeah.
So that's good news for new people who really don't know the policies and who reads them anyway. So
Yeah, they've got a little bit better with the whole chat too, of actually getting a hold of a human being at Facebook. People ask me all the time, and all kinds of issues about, from minor to major, in terms of like, can I help? And the thing is that obviously I have some contacts at Facebook, but they're very, very siloed, and the contacts I have are not the people that can fix an ad account or something like that.
I know.
So
but
it is frustrating.
Yeah,
I would love to see Facebook could you imagine this for a moment? Like I had cause to get some customer service from Apple recently. My iMac was acting up and so I just called them up and I get a guy and it's just amazing. It's perfect service. And I just feel good. It makes me feel even better about working with Apple. I'm like, can you imagine if Facebook offered that level of customer service similar to Apple's?
I know. And to be honest with you, I love Apple, so I have a lot of products, but I think I give way more money to Facebook than Apple. And I don't, with my ads. And I don't get the same treatment, so that's a good point. Hopefully they'll listen to you.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So what do you think are some of the main mistakes, like the main mistakes that marketers do when advertising on Facebook that usually will damage their return on their investment and then make them say, this is not working?
Yeah, I get that a lot. I say that the number one is targeting. It's just not targeting, not refining, literally changing one interest, adding it in or taking it away could make all the difference to a campaign. So I say that's tops. Another would be target. Oh my God, I get those all the time. Is targeting cold traffic with an offer. And wondering why that offer isn't converting, not spending any time whatsoever to try to nurture, to build that brand awareness, to do the know, like, and trust factor, to get them in, top of funnel and do an email sequence, get them into a group, get them into a chat bot sequence. So people are just, I think it's almost like an old school kind of approach. Just thinking, well, gosh, if I just, Facebook ads are relatively easy to place. And you figure it out, you have an offer, and then you drive people straight to an offer page. And I'd say people not retargeting, not knowing what the pixel is, not retargeting, not using custom audiences or lookalike audiences is a big one. Utilizing maybe too many link posts. I see this a lot on organic, where it's just like 90% link posts, which gets the lowest reach and the lowest engagement. Instead, like you can do blog posts, you still want to write your blog post and do your written content for SEO. Then you want to do a short video version of that. So I use a wonderful tool called wave.video. I'm ambassador for them, love them. Cool. And you could make a vertical videos for stories. You can make a square, landscape, whatever, and then you can pull in your own assets or theirs. You've got millions of royalty-free images and videos. And you just simply pull out a couple of key points from that blog post, make your 15-second video, and post that on your Facebook, and you can then boost it, or go into Ads Manager, put some budget behind it, and you still have the link in there. You're driving traffic, but it's now a different unit. So I would say that that's a mistake, is not capitalizing on video. I think too, sometimes I see another mistake I see is marketers that will take an ad that performed well and then they will kind of resurrect it and place that same ad. I always look in the comments like you, I'm always studying, right? And I save ads and I'm like, okay, this one looks interesting. I'll see like all kinds of spam and junk and people promoting their own stuff in the comments. And it's like the marketer's like totally,
oblivious.
Oblivious. I know. And I'm like, this is so not good. But I'm like, oh, well, they're spending their money. Or obviously another mistake is frequency, is just allowing that frequency to go over 3. Facebook recommends no more than 3. Now, granted, if you had a campaign that did well, you've paused it, a month or two's gone by, whatever, and you built, you throw it out there again because you like all the engagement attached to the ad, fair enough. But I think another thing, one more mistake would be if you have an ad that's not performing that well, it gets a low relevance score, then you go in and make some edits and you try to just resurrect that same ad. Every single ad, just like a post, has a unique ID, and the ad algorithms go, oh yeah, that was that crappy ad that didn't do so well. It's already so. You're always better to just stop and create a fresh ad. Yeah. And apparently the algorithms love fresh ads, tend to favor fresh ads.
Okay, well that's interesting, because I heard there was a guy who told me, no, look, whenever you duplicate an ad so that you target someone else, but you want to keep the engagement, use the same post ID on the new ad, and then your ad will do better. And I did not see that happening. I mean, at least the price was not, like you said, the algorithm prefers fresh ads. And here I was just dragging the engagement from the other ad set or whatever. And it was not working out. So I'm like, who told you this?
Now you know.
So here's something that's a mystery to me. The relevance score.
Yes.
Because sometimes I have ads where the relevance score is 3 or 4, and that's that's not good. But then I'm getting leads anyway. And then I have other ads where it's 8, 9. I think once I had a 10 somewhere. So what does it really influence? Should we pay, how much attention should we be paying to the relevance score, really?
Well, soon Facebook's going to be rolling out a different metric.
Cool.
A different metric. So can't say much more about it than that, but I do know that once a relevance score has been assigned, if you get a 3, and then you make some edits, or maybe you don't make any edits. You get 3, and then you're just kind of, okay, well, I'll just let it ride. It needs time to kind of mature. And you think 3-4 days go by, and you think, well, maybe I can get up to a 6 or a 7 or an 8. That's just not going to happen, because once it's been assigned, it tends to maybe move 1 point either way. Could literally drop to a 2 or go up to a 4, and that would be it. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to think that we could sit in that 7, 8, 9 range, but I'm just going to say keep an eye on that area. I know they're working on something different.
Okay, hopefully something clearer than that.
I know. Agreed.
Yeah, because I don't really know what's it going to do. If it's super
Nobody
high.
knows. Yeah, well, presumably what the score is, just for listeners that are maybe not clear, the relevance score is simply an indication of how well your ad is resonating with your target audience and that you've chosen. And so one factor that I think maybe some advertisers may not be clear on is whatever objective you choose, Facebook will optimize your ad and the delivery for the audience that has a history of doing the thing that your objective is. In other words, you've chosen video views, and then Facebook, and then obviously you've got your target audience. Let's say it's 1 million target audience, 500,000, whatever it is. Then within your target audience, let's say there's people that just hardly ever watch videos. They will not see your video ad. Let's say they tend to react to photo posts, or they click on link ads. But you're really looking to get those views, so you can come back and do retargeting. Your ad will be optimized for people that have a history of watching videos. And so that's important to keep in mind. And then if when you do that, and your content resonates with your audience, then you'll get, in other words, they're watching. You're doing video views targeting. It's targeted well. You're getting the views. You'll get the higher score.
Okay. Yeah. So that's one of the positive things about the algorithm, that it'll help you a little bit and show your ad to people who think it's more relevant to. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I have still a couple more questions. What do you think about, or maybe you're using them? I think actually you are chatbots, right?
Yes.
There was this big hype about chatbots
right.
in 2018. I've tried to use them a little bit. I've seen like the open rates. Yes, they are much better than email. The click-through rates are also much better than email, but I don't really know if in the end the quality of the leads or the quality of the prospects or the buyers or whatever will and does the engagement stay over time? What's your experience so far with chatbots, and you recommend them?
Well, if it's any consolation, I'm kind of in the same boat. I wish that I could hand on heart say, oh my God, bots are amazing. I'm generating 5,000 leads a week and they're really hot and I'm getting great conversion. But chatbots, even though they've been out for many years now, Messenger, specifically Facebook Messenger chatbots, been out like 3 or 4 years now, many different companies out there. I've been working closely with Larry Kim and his company Mobile Monkey, based out of Boston. And I had deployed the bot. I'm kind of like really pulling back a little bit right at this moment in time where I'm like, I got to reassess what is my bot strategy, because I found I was getting inundated with with a lot of spam and just junk. Yeah. And now that's not necessarily an indication of the bot, but what's happening is they're all now going into my bot system, and I need to make sure that it's well segmented, is well tagged. I have a proper strategy in place, because if I go to do a broadcast, I don't want to broadcast all these spammers. So it's like it's still in its infancy. There needs to be a good shakeout, and for us marketers to be able to deploy very well thought through strategies. It's totally different than email. And in my slides for my keynotes for the last year and a half, I have a slide that comes up with the Messenger logo, and it talks about Messenger chatbots. And then I add another line that says marketers might ruin Messenger chatbots. Because if we just go blast, we try to do offers, try to get people to convert and get them to sign up, it's not the same medium. It's much more personal and intimate.
Exactly.
Texting someone.
That's exactly how I feel about it, and that's why I haven't dived that deep into chatbots, because I feel like they're so invasive, and just like marketers ruined email like a couple decades ago, we're gonna ruin the chatbots.
I know, it's unfortunately inevitable, but I'm determined to be that marketer that stands out and makes it a much more pleasant experience for the user.
Yeah, that's two of us. Let's do
it. Good. Yes.
So finally, do you have any exciting projects you're working on? Any new courses? Anything coming up for you in 2019 that we can all look forward to?
Yes. So because Mark Zuckerberg said stories are the future, he's all in on stories, and I feel like there's a big mystery out there for a lot of marketers, knowing what the heck are they? How do they use them? How do place stories, create them, schedule them, stories ads. So first up, I'm bringing out a story school that'll be for both Facebook and Instagram, a story school that'll be kind of on the 101, 202 fundamental level.
Nice.
And then I'm working on an Instagram business summit. So we'll be bringing in a lot of influencers and having a real structured curriculum of really how you can maximize Instagram and make that work for you to generate business in 2019. And then I have a whole club. I'm doing a rebrand and an overhaul of a membership group that I've had for many years called my Inner Circle. And I'm going to be bringing that out in Q1 as my Marketing Masters Club. So lots going on, always lots going on. I got my show coming out. Love doing brand ambassador work. I'm solidifying more brand ambassador relations with many companies, and to sponsor my show and lots of good things.
How do you usually get approached by brands, or is it possible to sometimes go and knock on some doors and say, hey, this is what I got? Do you want to sponsor?
You can definitely knock on doors. At the moment, I'm very fortunate to have literally a waiting list.
Love it.
So I love to be, it's like my friend Larry Kim calls it a unicorn. A unicorn is, there's the definition of a unicorn. It's obviously a company that's worth $1 billion that's not public yet. But a unicorn in Larry's definition is like, it's content that gets 10x the engagement. So me, I'm determined to be, well, I am. I'm just going to claim this and own it already.
Come on, own it.
I'm a unicorn brand ambassador.
You are.
So like, for instance, I'll do a Facebook Live, and then I negotiate with the brand some ad budget, because as you know, you can't just rely on organic. So I'm like, look, we got to get this content in front of the exact right audience.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, and then we'll repurpose it, and then we utilize other platforms and do email and the chat bots, and just really being able to provide a very comprehensive strategy. But yeah, I do get approached a lot and have this wait list, but absolutely, I'm actually got that on my trends list for 2019. There's about 6 different trends in influencer marketing I see as being a significant uptick this year for major influencers, for what are called macro influencers, which is about 5,000 followers and up, and then a really cool, fairly new term is called nano influencers.
Oh, yeah.
And they regular folks who have between 1,000 and 5,000 followers, and more brands are approaching folks like that.
You heard that, guys. You heard that. I've been approached by a couple. Like, I guess I consider myself a micro one. Yeah, I have a.
That's true. You've got micro. There's macro. There's micro. Micro are the 5,000, and nano is 1,000 to 5,000.
Okay. I thought it was maybe a nano now with the new.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, it's cool. So everybody listening, keep pushing, keep adding value, keep doing video. Any final recommendations you have for people listening who are still struggling to grow an audience on Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, I would say the most important thing is to take wonderful, impeccable, heartfelt care of the audience that you do have at the moment, and don't be so focused on the horizon to try to just get the numbers. Just focus on the community you have and really building up those super fans, and what Kevin Kelly calls your 1,000 true fans. And that's really all you need to really be successful in growing your business. Now, you might have many more people following you on your social channels, but if you have 1,000 true fans, those are the people that follow you everywhere. Whatever product or service you bring out or course, they will be signing up. They'll be the first to sign up. They'll come to your events. They'll be an affiliate. They promote you. Those are the kinds of people that you want. So focus on attracting those. I'm all about the people here.
Mm-hmm. Love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Marie, today for your kind words, for the interview. That was super valuable. And I look forward to see you again, maybe sometime this year at some event. We'll see. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I loved it.
Thanks, Carolina.
And I love how you pronounce my name, by the way.
I like to get people's accents right.
Thank you. I'll give you the link when it's up. Maybe you can share it. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. Be happy to.
Thank you. All right. So have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too.
I'll talk
Good
to you
to
soon.
see you. Bye.